This recording is a prelude to the video footage that is being seen now of my visit to Brixton Mosque last summer to confront the existing administration for the maladministration and mismanagement and neglect of the community that has been going on for a number of years. Issues were raised that were very pertinent at the time, and they are highlighted now. Unfortunately, the footage that has been circulating since last summer have been excerpts of what that administration had recorded with their own narrative. Hopefully, this recording of various excerpts of me speaking gives a more comprehensive summary of what took place and a better context. Also, this particular collection of recordings will refute some of the desperate attempts of individuals in America, Germantown Masjid in particular, to try and use the recording by that administration in support of their particular claim against me. It's very embarrassing for them, because if you look at this Germantown cult, part of the Abu Khadijite cult, they actually refute Brixton and Imam Umar Jamaican, and now they're actually citing him as an ally of theirs. So this is the futility of the cult, that they will try and go to their enemies to use them when they're desperate to counter another enemy. My enemy's enemy, as they say. So without further ado, the following clips that have been put together will give a better and more discernible context of what I was saying and the claims and grievances of the community against the existing administration of Brixton Mosque. Things are still proceeding with the Charity Commission legally, and we are waiting for the outcome of that. One thing that is clear is that some changes have started taking place because of the expose of the current administration. And the chairman then, Mr. Abdi, has also been terminated from the trusteeship. So progress is taking place, not at the pace that we envisaged earlier on, but it is taking place, and we will continue with this path until things are rectified in Masjid Ibn Taymiyyah, Brixton Mosque, and that a new and more professional and effective and committed group of individuals can come in and steer the community in the right direction. Sadly, we're seeing that in many of the Salafi communities in the West, that they are being misrepresented, and there is no strategy of improvement to really develop the youth and really address some of the social ills according to the Sunnah and according to the environment in which they live. And alhamdulillah, many brothers are beginning to talk about this from the students of knowledge, the balanced students of knowledge, and indirectly refute and counter the toxic narrative of the cult, the Abu Khadijite cult, and the destruction that they've caused in the US, in the UK, and other societies over the last 20 years.
Video. Look at the mushafs. I'm taking this mushaf for myself. Look at these mushafs. Look how good the mushafs are. Look at this. Look at the ring.
Let me click that other one.
Yeah. Wait, let me get it, shit. Let me get it.
Look at this. It's been raining. There's been fever. Look at all of this. You know, last time I had to pick up Qur'ans and put them here. Look at
owners of the tree from the masjid, because there's been a dispute that's been taking place and certain things that have been going on with the current administration as managers. And we'll list some of these issues to one of the scholars who's aware of the issue. They've ignored his advice in one area. They've ignored someone else who used to be part of this masjid, Sheikh Mohammed Maliki. And it's a surprise that today, some of you don't know, if you've seen the condition of the mushafs in the back that are in the car that are being used by crack dealers. that these individuals have left mushafs in the back there dumped with rubbish and some stored underneath toilets. And today, surprisingly, a message went out this morning, we name names, Abdulaziz Henry sent out a message this morning asking the brothers to come and to remove the mushafs and tidy up the backyard. Why were those mushafs there? I've got them on video, they're circulating now. Abdulaziz was approached yesterday as well, and there are others who've approached him. The Book of Allah sitting at the back there with alcohol, drug dealers in the back, stored with rubbish. I'll deal with that issue first because that's the priority that we need to look at. The other issues we're going to bring. So, the people responsible for buying this masjid in 1997, I was one of them. There were 4 others. 3 of us have decided and taken advice and counselled community members over the last couple of years concerning the state of affairs in the masjid. And we've looked at the legitimacy of the individuals who've been appointed. But I want to go into another matter. I've told you about the mushafs at the back that you can go and check. The charity registered number that is out there now at the moment is a new charity number, new name, new number, same name, same address, different bank accounts. It's not the original bank account that is registered with this property. You've got to ask yourselves, what were they doing? They wanted to transfer this property, this land, over there as well to consolidate their leadership. Why couldn't they do that? This is private property. I've got in the bag there the dates, the title deeds and everything of myself and those of us who bought the masjid. This is why they were unsuccessful in making that move. We've complained to the Charity Commission, I've got the letters there and they're investigating the matter as well. And I've got recordings of the conversation with the Charity Commission that when they realised that the owners of the masjid weren't involved in setting up this new charity with a new number, with a new bank account to move the money into that new bank account, they said this is maybe something that shouldn't have been done. Something that shouldn't have been done. Now, when we've gone to the people of knowledge, scholars, and they've been involved with those scholars, and I'm going to say, they maybe didn't hear this. Sheikh Salih Suhaimi said about the individuals, one of the main ones standing there, they are like foxes. They are like foxes. Sheikh Mohammed Maliki refused to speak to them any longer, looking at what they've done. And Sheikh Salih Suhaimi said, and I mentioned him, Abdul Hamid, when he was here in the conference, it's not khuruj, because you know they're going to cry khuruj, you're taking over this. It's not khuruj to get rid of this administration in this masjid now. It's not khuruj. Sheikh Mohammed Maliki said get rid of them in any way or form because they do not represent the community anymore, they represent their own interests. My brothers, today what is happening is the process of change that is going to be taking place. These individuals will not be representing or part of the masjid administration as from these first few coming days, by hook or by crook. Those of you who've known me from years before know I don't mince my words. These are no empty promises, no threats, but no empty promises. The individuals on this charity that they've established, if it's established that this charity that they've done is a false charity, using the same name, same address, different bank account, then it's going to be nullified. If the Charity Commission decides not to nullify it, let them go and set up some other organisation with the same name elsewhere. But this building belongs to the original charity number that is owned by myself, Sheikh Suleiman Abdul Sabor, Sheikh Tamim Osman, and including Sheikh Kamal. Sheikh Kamal is with them, but the 3 owners are emphatically against what has been happening here. I've got a voice note from Sheikh Suleiman Abdul Sabor when he visited the masjid last week. And when he saw what he saw, he was disgusted. And he sent a message and he said, please share this with the community. Those of you who know Sheikh Suleiman Abdul Sabor, he's one of the old school individual. They can cut the mic, but they can't cut the voice. Notice how some of them, the khutbah that Umar did yesterday, very good khutbah, mashallah, tabarakallah, very good khutbah. But did he know that he was talking to himself? Did he know he was talking to his own administration? What is more evil? I'll revert back to it. What is more evil than what was done with the Qur'ans? And then today Abdulaziz is rallying around people, getting people to click feet. What is more evil than that? What justification? And it's been there for a long time, and they've been spoken to about that.
Sorry, the Qur'ans, can you just elaborate? What was at the back of the yard? I'm just asking.
There were Qur'ans dumped at the back of the yard, under rubbish. There's a car that's at the back on our land, which heroin crack users are using, drug dealers are using, and if you go and look in the back of the car, they've moved it now because they want to remove all evidence. People were sleeping in there, putting their feet on the mushaf. You'll see the mushaf on the floor of the car, and you'll see that the drug dealers were using those mushafs and everything there. That's what's in the back.
And they were aware of this as well.
They were aware of this. They were made aware. There are brothers sitting here who know they were aware. So, Ikhwan, I'm not going to get into the ins and outs. All I'm saying is this. Alhamdulillah, the owners have decided that we are going to take back the administration and management and appoint those people running and coming to do the work here. Not Ibrahim putting things on his profile saying, are you going to be with the group of good and the group of evil? Yeah, you should be with the group of good. Ikhwan, you should be with the group of good all of the time. You should look for the khair. Okay? Now, it's time to change that process, and there are people who are going to be put in place to change that process. What I want you to be clear on, as owners of this masjid, we did it before with the Takfiris. Kenya Muhammad was physically removed from this masjid. Abdullah al-Faisal was removed from this masjid. Zacharias Basawi, Richard Reed were prevented from coming in this masjid. Abu Qatada was told not to come back after his first visit. And we put physical means in place, which we are capable of doing. This is Brixton, of that happening. Now I'm saying this to you now. I don't really want to do that with our Salafi brethren. But these individuals, I've got the letters there. We wrote to them for 4 months. We're asking them for a reply. Why did we do that? Because there's an individual here who got into a dispute with them. He happens to be a friend of mine and a friend of many of yours, but he's got solicitors against me. He's standing there recording now. And can I ask why you're recording, please?
Look, I'm recording for this is for my solicitor and it's for my own interest. I need to make sure that what's being said, I'm just capturing. So I'm not involved in anything that's going on, but I'm making sure that everything is recorded.
Okay, like everyone else.
I have a right to record.
Right, no
you know, if you got a problem with that, I'm sorry, I can't. Yeah.
So this is a friend of mine and many of yours. He's got lawyers, second set of lawyers that are suing us as the rightful owners because of a dispute he had with these guys regarding the backland. So now we were compelled, we were forced when we saw, hold on, why are we being taken to court? And they said, because you're the legal owners of this land. These individuals have no legal right to this property. They've put themselves up as trustees, but we're asking them, what was your process of legitimacy? Now they will say, oh, Abdul Haq, we've got Abdul Haq's resignation from the masjid. They're right. So what took place with the other owners and the other trustee, Isa Abu Pascal? They had a private meeting according to the 1997 trust document. And they said, we don't hold you to have resigned because you didn't notify us. But for any shadow of a doubt, we are officially reappointing you. Charity Commission has got the minutes of those meetings. Our official meetings are with them. So when they try and pull every little trick that they actually can do, they can. Now, my brothers, I've mentioned 1 or 2 things to you, okay? I'm going to mention something else that's really, really sensitive. And alhamdulillah, the advice I've given to the family, they've followed it so far. There's a historic abuse case that took place, yes, 15 years ago, okay? When the sister came and complained to Umar Jamaica, yes, he said to her, I'm saying, 7 years of a girl.
Whether it's true or not true, there is no, oh, let's deliberate, let's investigate. Let me tell you something. I learned very early on in my Islamic job career, when I was in Boston, the police, the FBI, and every other law enforcement agency does not like you trying to do their job. When you're aware of a crime, you need to report it. They do the investigating. They figure out what's right or what's wrong. Not you. So brothers and sisters, look, everybody has faults. Everybody has things that they do wrong. But when your sins are transgressing against somebody else, that's where we've crossed the line of like, look the other way. You're drinking alcohol in your house, you don't drive a car, you don't bother anybody but your liver. It's not my business, man. If somebody's inappropriately touching people in the masjid, true or not true, somebody's got to say something about it, somebody's got to report it. End of conversation. It's a felony. Y'all know what a felony is, right? You will never get a job again. And then go look up what happens to the people that A, don't report it, B, even worse, if you're found trying to cover it up. This ain't no joke. So as I've said in the beginning, I'll continue to do. I'm not going to come up here and just talk about stories. I'm going to talk about the pressure points in the community, about the things that are going wrong. Because nobody else seems to want to do it. Just want to come in and apply for the imam position. Great community, wonderful community, you're awesome, model community for America. Look, y'all did a lot of great things. We did. The masjid, the school, all of these things. But when there is an issue in the community, I don't want to hear somebody come to me afterwards and say, hey, you should have let us handle it this way. Your way sucks. Straight up. Nah, he's our brother, he's from our tribe, or he's from our country, or we don't want none of this. No. Not on my watch. I said, one of the problems I have with this situation is that the right was taken of somebody who is vulnerable. It's not the position anymore of the parents to say, well, I don't want my child's rights fulfilled. And what I find infuriating is the report that there were individuals from this masjid who met and came to the conclusion that it was okay for the suspected perpetrator to fly out of the country. If this person touched anyone inappropriately or molested anybody, if that is a felony, and we should in no way, shape, or form do anything except for immediately alert the authorities that there is a potential felony, because that person is absolutely, without any shadow of a doubt, in front of any court, a flight risk. And if we help that person in any way, shape, or form, I don't know what the legal ramifications are for the people that were in that meeting, but I don't think it's very good. And that's my point. Those people, if this turns out to be true, those people in that meeting, and I've already sent the email, they need to be removed. That's it.
Raped, abused, everything. When help was sought from Umar Jamaica, he said, I've got to contact the scholars. Don't go to the police, I've got to contact the scholars. When they spoke to Abdurrahman Anderson, the next trustee, he's a legitimate trustee, who's since been terminated from the old trust. He said, I can't help you. I was chairman at the time, living in Saudi. She was told not to contact me. When she contacted me, I told her to go straight to the police. That individual, the criminal who had been abusing this girl, came and sat in front of Umar Jamaica. Confessed. What should I do? This. Umar gave him advice, let him go, didn't report it to the police, didn't file a report to the trustees. He did nothing. Now, let's fast forward to 2015. She didn't have closure and she contacted me. I want to take this forward. I said, do what you want. She contacted solicitors. The solicitor's letters there. He contacted all of them. Abdulaziz was assigned to write and do an investigation and a report. Okay? In that report, he recorded comments from Abdurrahman Anderson, the trustee, saying, oh, the mother told me that my daughter was asking for it. She was asking to be sexually abused. A 7-year-old girl. 1 minute.
7 years old.
So this is what he said, Abdurrahman said. Umar Jamaica denied any communication with this sister. That she came complaining, crying to him. He denied. And then most of the report was about me. Why didn't they complain? Why didn't she complain about Abdul-Haq? The lawyer asked that. He called me in Saudi. She said, I haven't got a complaint against Abdul-Haq, because as soon as I called him, he was on it and he was ready to come over and deal with the situation. So they've got that report there, okay? And they brought that report and they said it's an accurate report. It wasn't accurate, because when I looked at the names of the individuals, I contacted one of them. He said, I didn't respond to the report. I didn't respond to the report. They said he did respond to the report. Right. So they will do whatever they can, they will do whatever they can to cover their tracks and consolidate their positions here. Why? Why are they doing that? We know the hadith about the leadership being an evil wet nurse and an evil weaner. Maybe they haven't got anything going for them outside, so this is the only thing where they can have status. Ikhwan, I'm not going to come back like I did in the 90s to run it operationally hands-on, everything like that. I'm not doing that. It's your day now. The younger ones of you, some of you are professional, some of you have got ideas. We want you guys to come in because these guys are not representing the masjid. I'm ready, I'm sitting here with all of the files. One of the brothers asked me, what if these lot go and call the police? Ahlan wa sahlan. As soon as the police come, like what happened with Kenya Mohammed when we kicked him out, I said, I'm an owner. They said, private property, we can't do anything. But I'm saying now, I'm going to make it very clear. If these individuals from this day try to take the mic and their colleagues filming over there, try to take control and say we're still running things, it will be prevented. If these individuals are going to persist in the manner that they're behaving, they will be banned from the masjid by the owners. I've never banned a Salafi before, but as an owner, they will be banned from the masjid and they will be prevented from coming into the masjid. Let's make no bones about it. People can leave the Quran like that. People can let an historic abuse case, they can cover it over to keep themselves safe and protect Umar Jumaiki and Abdurrahman. They can lie. This person who's supposed to be a chairman, I was advised by Sheikh Mohammed Maliki. He's the worst of them, with the slyness and the two-faced behaviour. This is coming from students of knowledge and scholars.
Sorry, can I just add to that? Sorry. We had a dispute. We went in front of Sheikh Saleh al-Suhaimi, and he and the brothers, they wrote a contract between us. Whatever the Sheikh says is binding. I have it recorded. And you know what you just said? I don't know how you know, but this guy, he lied. I'm just making it clear. This was the ruling of Sheikh Saleh al-Suhaimi. Some of the brothers are aware of this. Some of them ain't. I just want to make mention of that because it goes along with what you're saying. But I'm far away from the problems that you guys are facing. So I'm just making that clear.
You know what is sad? Because we're not going to demonize individuals, okay? And call that they're shayateen, they're evil, they're this and that. Abdul Aziz, very good brother. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Deen, Thabit, everything. See, this is the thing now. We're going to be balanced. Very good brother in how he acts. He's a sloob, everything. Ibrahim, what I knew of him, same. Still from what I'm hearing and everything like that. Mustafa, been around for a long time. Beautiful brother. Known him. Mustafa, me and you ever had an issue when I was here? Have we ever had an issue? You got the Thabit to the duck to actually respond? Or is it because of the hatred that's taken grip of you, you can't even respond? We've never had any problems. So I'm not going to talk evil and demonize these individuals. But what I'm going to say is this. They are not representative of this community and they are not fit to run this community. So as from today, you're going to see changes. One of the first changes you're going to see, this charity that they put up that is not part of this land and this property, all of those fundraising stuff and the sign there are coming down. They're coming down. You're going to see other changes taking place in the week. Umar Jumaiki will not be giving a khutbah here, again, if we can help that. The teachers they've had coming in here, from among them, will not be teaching when they come in. The individual who's going to start coordinating the dawah and bringing the speakers, working with our students who've graduated from Medina, from ICT and around, bringing them in, and some of the scholars. Abu Safia Talib Alexander, well known in the dawah for decades. He is here right now. I'm going to let him speak very shortly. We've got other old schools sitting around. I'm not going to mention their name. Jazakallah khair, I see one of the brothers that I love very much sitting over there. And it's a brother who speaks for or against the truth. He speaks against the falsehood and for the truth. And if I'm sitting here saying something wrong, I know there are particular brothers in here now who I know, who are dear to me, who would stand up and come here and say, Abdullah, I had to stop. There are individuals sitting here now, I've just seen them arrive. And they're for truth. The fact I'm seeing them sit silently, I know that they're saying, okay, what he's saying, he's got some credence and some points. So from today, Ikhwan, from today, and I say it to the camera, let this go viral. Let this go viral with all the other videos we've got of the mushafs and everything like that. Let this go viral. When this goes out in the position, you may be trustee of the new charity trust, you may be trustee of that, but of this masjid, owning this masjid, you have no claim whatsoever. You don't need to speak. You've got. I'm not listening. You can talk to them another time. I'm talking to you, not with you. So Ikhwan, 3.5 months, 4 months, we wrote to them. And if you think this bag is a bag of tricks, I'm going to pull out some of the stuff here so you can see. We've written to them for these amount of months. They have not responded. So I'm going to pull out some of the files here that are actually here. Here are the title deeds. If some of you want to circulate and see the names that are on the title deeds as trustees, they're there. You're going to see the names. If you want to see the number of lessons, the letters that have been written to these individuals, They're in the pile. Yeah? Let me see. What you're seeing now, alhamdulillah, since we've reclaimed the masjid, taken it back from the previous administration, what you're seeing now is the Qur'ans that have been defective and has been left to rot in the back. Alhamdulillah, some of the brothers were so moved with their iman that we're burning those defective Qur'ans, as is what should be done. And you're seeing the ashes here, and no longer, here's the burnt out car, so that those drug addicts and everyone can't have mushafs or anything now to use. You can see the car has now been emptied. The car has now been emptied, alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah khairah to the brothers who are doing this. This should have been done. Now, the old administration today came early and started tidying up the backyard because they knew that we were coming. But it was too little, too late. Inshallah, we ask that Allah give us success to take this masjid and community to another level, and that Allah bless the brothers who have been patient with all of this evil and wrongdoing that has taken place, especially with the Quran. We say Jazakumullah khairah for the good that the previous administration had done, but we cannot forget or allow them to have got away with what they've done with the mushafs and the deterioration that they've allowed to take place, and this disgraceful display. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Still here at the masjid. As you can see, all of the Qur'ans, the damaged Qur'ans, have been destroyed. Jazakallah khair. There were only like 2 or 3, 4 brothers doing this, mashallah, tabarakallah. And you can see that they're burning and being finalized. We've got some good copies left now, which are just maybe a handful that are going to be given to people. And the other bag is of tapes, Quran tapes and some lectures and everything like that. And we're going to sort out what to do with this bag here. But this whole framework that was filled, the car over there that is being dumped on our land that was filled with mushafs, all of that's gone now. And as you can see now, there are just ashes that we're looking at. That's how many mushafs there were, Ikhwan. This is how many mushafs that were here that they'd left neglected at the back. Look at the size of the ashes and the bins. 3 bins here. 3 bins and ashes. That's how many mushafs there were there, Ikhwan. Jazakumullah khairah to the brothers. And may Allah bring blessings back to Masjid Ibn Taymiyyah, and that we move forward, inshallah. Ameen.